I'd like to welcome back today Steve Carpenter. And Steve, you know very well because he often comes on with Adapt to It. But today he is talking about Down with Falls. And they're going to be having a seminar coming up soon called Stand Strong, Improving Balance and Mobility. Welcome. Always good to see you, sir.
My pleasure, Ken. Thank you.
So first, tell us about this coalition.
The coalition was put together under a grant from a group called the Archstone Foundation back around 2004, 2005. I represented a fiscal agent, Rebuilding Together at the time, and our co-founder was the Orange County Office on Aging.
Right.
And we continue, I'm no longer, of course, with Rebuilding Together, but the Office on Aging is alive and well up in
Yes,
Santa
it
Ana.
is.
So they're still an influence and a information depository as well as a communicator for the coalition.
Yeah, they're great folks. Yeah, they come on a lot.
The coalition is a group of community medical health professionals that are interested in advocating and educating for older adults. So
what you wanted to talk about, among other things, we have your logo up.
Yeah.
And you wanted to point out this logo has some significance in its design.
Yeah, we spent quite a bit of time. It actually has like little points around the outside,
Yeah,
almost
like a compass,
like a seal of approval and stuff like that. And basically, the pointing north is the book, the arrow, and that's for education purposes. But there are basically three components that we identified back then. They're still valid in the identification of falls and things of that sort. At 3 o'clock, you have a person standing on a balance board, and so that represents the balance, mobility, exercise aspect of fall prevention. At 6 o'clock is the area that I'm most familiar with, which is housing, your environment,
Yeah.
how either need or not you keep your place, whether you have such things as grab bars and stuff. And then, of course, at 9 o'clock is the medical influence, which is your need as an older adult to make sure you go to the doctor regularly, have your eyesight checked, and maintain your health, your medicines, and things of that sort. So that's basically the intent of the logo.
Yeah, and you know, as we get older, and it doesn't mean you have to be a senior, but as you get older, a simple fall is a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
And I can recall a while back, or even with my daughter. She fell. I remember her falling off her bike, and like every kid does, and she was all scraped. And I mean, we thought, oh, did she break something or whatever? Which she didn't. And cuts and bruises, and like within 3, 4, 5 days,
yeah,
it's like you don't even notice it.
It's much.
If I get a little cut on my hand, what used to heal in really about 4 or 5 days, where you barely see it, is more like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we don't heal quite as quickly as
right.
we used to.
And falls are devastating, or can be devastating.
And they take on all different forms. There's the mechanical form of a fall, which is from something in your environment. There's the medical, more of a medically based one, where your fall might even be indicative of or a symptom of another medical condition.
Right.
I know, and I mentioned this previously to you, that my dad was just walking along here in the village several years ago and fell over, and he was assessed, and ultimately he was dehydrated, but he had a UTA, and there was fortunate for him that he fell because it gave indication of other medical situations. And falls are very much involved with the human body, and they're very high. They occur much more in older age. And once you have fallen after the age of about 62, your life will probably not be the same. Either you'll get smart and work on your nutrition and balance and activity like that, or you've broken a hip or had some other traumatic injury, and as a result, you can't be as independent as you'd like to be. You can't do all the things you used to do. It doesn't always happen. I don't want to be a doomsayer, but
well, a lot of the falls that are non-medical are preventative, in
Yes.
meaning
Yes.
that they're around your house, or they're
Right.
tripping falls or things like that,
Yeah.
that are no less devastating when it happens, but can easily be resolved.
Right. I think that, and I'm confident now after about 15 plus years of working with it, I think that there are creative solutions, not necessarily expensive, for unique physical versus environmental situations. Just yesterday I was at a house where a lady has a medical issue with regard to her hip. She has to turn corners and this and that. But if you are really very kind and sincere in your efforts, you can identify solutions for almost any situation, rich or poor, older or older.
Yeah.
You just have to think about it and try to help.
Right,
So.
and so it can be done. Now, we want to get to, before we forget, that everyone is certainly invited to this, the Stand Strong Improving Balance and Mobility. This is going to be happening on Thursday, January 24th, 10 o'clock at Clubhouse 1, and everyone's invited to go, but what a great resource. Now, you also say you are also at this thing, you're going to be raffling off some dinners at the Regency, so they're kind of partnering up with you here.
Right. Actually, I believe the channel for this was the Regency called Office on Aging. We put it on the schedule. I was contacted, since I'm in the close area, to be the presenter for that. A sales counselor at the Regency set it up for us, and it is part of what's made the coalition function for many years,
Yeah.
is to have community support, and the fact that they are Regency's going to do a couple raffles and stuff does my heart good, because it allows me the vehicle to talk and advocate for our older adult community.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
I'm very excited about it, actually.
Yeah.
And if 5 people come, I'm still excited. If 5,000 come, I'd still be excited. So.
Well, I know that you folks do, and I mean you, and also, of course, Leslie over at Adapt to It, and then the stuff that you both do outside of there, like what you're doing with this, is continually helping people and finding ways that make people's lives a little bit safer, a little bit easier.
Yeah, we enjoy it. I can't say purely that it's a mission, but I definitely think it's a passion.
All right, very good. So again, Thursday, January 24th, 10 o'clock at Clubhouse 1, the Improving and Balance Mobility Seminar, and that's with Stand Strong, the Down with Falls Coalition. So make sure you check that out.
Thank you, Ken.
Take care, Steve. We'll be right back.